All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy January 29th. I'll tell you what, January seemed like a very, very long month. It seems like this month has just been long and prolonged, but I'm really, really grateful for this month. Tons of opportunities, tons of growth, tons of experiences already this year. So super, super excited. So as always, we're going to talk about the market today. But before we get there, I'm going to have somebody bring us out on the field in true keep it moving fashion. And that person is going to be Ashley. Ashley, loved your video that you created. Shared the video. So I'm going to have you bring us out on the field, share your sentiments, set the tone for this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. So without further ado, Ashley, I'm going to have you bring us out on the field.
Good morning, beautiful people. My message for the morning is that the only thing that is keeping you the only thing that is between you and your goals is a decision. Because I woke up, I hadn't done so much content for so long, and the money store's having a competition and I just love to win. And part of that was doing videos. And I was like, I'm going to get a head start because they're giving away $5,000 in marketing money. And so I just started doing videos and I realized I could have been doing this for months. And the only thing that was stopping me was a decision. So find out what it is that is, whatever that pull is for you, figure it out, make the decision, and then go do the thing.
Nice. Okay, so how long does this competition run? And can we get involved in the $5,000 as well?
I mean, yeah, we can spend it. If we win, we can spend it on anything market related. So we're going to learn about it today at 10:30 with Jeff. Just from reading this material that came out on 5 points for every reel we make with a max of 5. And then the thing that's unlimited is lunch and learns. So if you guys have small groups of people where we can come in and teach you about renovation loans or literally anything under the sun, we get 20 points every time we do that for a lunch and learn. So please let us come educate you guys.
All right, cool. Is Stephanie and Vivian and Marcelina and Christina, are they all competing against you?
I don't really know how that's gonna work. We're gonna find out at 10:30. I don't know.
Okay, all right, because we're not saying we have a favorite, wink, wink, but all right, well, I love that
Nobody's
for
on the
you. I
call,
love
right?
that.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we did that a few
Everybody,
years ago and we gave out Apple products.
what'd you say?
Sorry, cut off.
What'd you say?
Sorry, am I coming in am I coming in clear, you guys, or is there a delay?
I have a dog barking, so it might just be me.
Okay, so it's just you. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that I'm coming in clear. So you guys, I want to ask you guys a quick question. Heard this at Inman. There was a guy that gets up and speaks every single year. He is an economist, and it's actually one of my favorite segments in all of Inman. Now, we get to hear tons of different speakers, but this person always resonates with me because he talks about propaganda and he talks about the market. And he does all these huge surveys throughout the real estate landscape for consumers. And I wanted to ask you guys what your thoughts are. What do consumers really want in a real estate agent? Now, I have the answers and I have what they responded with, but there was 3 things that were at the top of the list for consumers and how they responded. And I want to hear from you guys. Drop it in the chat down below or just take yourself off of mute. What do consumers really want in a real estate agent? And I'm sure all of you guys have answers and some of you will probably have the right answers, but let's get you guys to get involved in this conversation. What do consumers really want in a real estate agent? You're the experts here, so I want to hear from you guys. So let me go to the chat here and stop flipping people off. Okay, I'll stop doing that. Communication, reliability, integrity, strong communication, honesty, trust. All right, guys, get a couple more in there. I want to see what else we got. And if you're just chiming in right now, what do consumers really want in a real estate agent? We're answering that question. Reliability, trust advisor, Otis said authenticity. Okay, really, really good stuff. Negotiation skills, knowledge. All right, I love it. Guidance. Okay, you guys, thank you for the participation at a very high level. Transparency, good stuff. Gabrielle put that. A yes man, personality, and less salesy, a leader. Okay, cool. I think that there's a disconnect sometimes when people say less salesy. I think a salesperson is just a person that has really, really good communication, asks really good questions, and knows how to communicate. A shitty salesperson tries to tell somebody everything and doesn't let the other person talk and does not active listen. So I hear you on some levels there. I appreciate you putting that in there. A leader, personality. Okay, cool. So here was the three things that a consumer says were most important to them. And I found it a little bit shocking, but this is thousands and thousands of consumers that were surveyed. Number one was patient. They want somebody that is absolutely patient. Take your time. We'll find a solution. Listen, if it takes us 6 months to find a home, I'm in your corner. I want to make sure that you understand this information. I'll walk you through this information. I want to make sure that I'm in your corner. If you don't like that house, it's okay. Let's go see more houses. Let's sit down. I want to make sure you understand this RPA. I want to make sure that we slow down and you're receiving information in a way that is important to you at the level that you receive information. So patience was number one. Number two was knowledgeable and was able to give a consumer context about what was actually happening in the marketplace. And that's why this conversation for Wednesdays, because we talk so much about context and information about the market. The consumers don't know how to get all of the information that really serves them. And this guy, when he was speaking on stage, he talked about propaganda. And the reason why I want to bring this up is because the definition of propaganda is the art of getting people to jump to conclusions without thorough review of the facts. And let me say that one more time for the people in the back of the room. Propaganda, the art of getting people to jump to conclusions without thorough review of the facts. How many of you have ever saw an article or read an article or watched something on the news that is completely wrong about the market? Have you ever seen that? When you actually are diving into the research and you're diving into the data, you see this propaganda that is designed to lead the sheep to a certain place. And so when they say knowledgeable, what I mean by that and what he meant by that was our ability to create context. The content is the article. The content is the news releases. The context is what's going to impact the buyers and sellers when they're out there looking for homes. And so that's a huge responsibility. And that was the number two most important thing when these consumers were surveyed. And number three, transparent. And I think somebody put authentic down below in the chat. And I think that goes along the lines of transparent. Listen, Tom, this house might not be the best fit for you. It has foundation issues that are going to run you roughly around $80,000. I don't know what type of quality of life that you want to have, but it doesn't sound to me, based on what your wife said, that you're much of a handyman. So I don't know if doing that type of work or redoing the floors or painting the cabinets is even something that I would recommend as your advisor. So I'm going to give you transparent information. And listen, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you things that some people might not want to tell you, because what I will not do, Mr. Consumer, is I will not placate you. I will not placate you, and I'm just going to tell you how it is, because would you prefer to work with somebody that's going to be straight with you and is going to be transparent with all the material facts, or do you want me to sugarcoat shit? I want you to be real. Wonderful. That's how important it is to me. So you guys, to go back over this, what do they really want in a real estate agent? They want patience, they want knowledgeable, and they want transparent. Before I go to the next section, does anybody have anything that they want to chime in on that? Is there any context that they want to give to the conversation? Any insights, anything that they want to build on the conversation? Feel free, take yourself off of mute, get involved in this conversation, because we will not have crickets on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Anybody, go ahead and raise your hand, take yourself off of mute. Christina, you got your hair,
but I'm here.
You got your hair almost done, the makeup's on us. We see you, Christina. What's good? Let's hear it.
But I wanted to add, I think listening to the consumer is huge. Speaking slowly. I know for myself, when I'm on a buyer consultation, going over loan terms, lender stuff, it's like learning another language, right? So speaking slowly and pausing, you would be so surprised how much a consumer will then come back and engage and ask questions. Because I think some of us, we can so easily just keep talking and you kind of just go through. We've all said our spiel a million times, whether you're a lender or a realtor, going over the contract, going over the steps, and you almost forget to take a breath and breathe. So speaking slowly, taking a pause, and then see if they have a question, and then they'll feel like it takes the salesy out. Because I used to be scared of that too, and be like, I don't want to be so salesy and cheesy, but you're not if you're just speaking slowly and making sure that the consumer is really understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, and sometimes people receive information. I mean, if you're talking to somebody on the East Coast, they want shit quick. Tell me what it is. Tell me how it is. Cool. Move on, right? And you have to also know your audience. But here's a formula, and Jacob, I see your hand. I'll get to you in a second. Here's what I want everyone to practice. This goes hand in hand with the listing presentation, buyer presentation, or phone calls. Everyone take themselves off of mute really quick for me. I don't care if we have background noise. Go ahead. Kids screaming, all that stuff. Take yourself off of mute really quick. Here's what I want you to practice and say these words out loud. And yes, it will be awkward. Overemphasize lip movement. Say that. Overemphasize
lip movement. Use your whole mouth.
It forces you to do. It forces you to slow down, to overemphasize lip movement, to get the points across, to say the words that you need to say. That was some of the very first sales training that I received when I was 19 years old. He came in, he said, listen, stop. Overemphasize lip movement so people understand what you are explaining. And when you could consciously do that, what it forces you to do is it forces you to slow down. So Christina, I love that you said this. Overemphasize lip movement. And it sounds weird, but when I articulate, people, well, you articulate well. Yeah, because I fucking practiced this. When you hear Vernon talk, he practiced. He knows how to articulate his words. When you hear people speak, you'll see like, wow, they slow down their cadence so I can really understand. And good morning, Glenn, good to see you. Let's go to Jacob. Jacob, context, thoughts, contributions, insight on the conversation. Thank you guys for playing along with me.
I hear a lot of people saying they don't like the salesy part, but to be honest, I mean, I love the salesy part because I think it just has to be done a little bit seductively, not too like, oh, I'm being a salesman, because then it's like obvious. But I think I'm just like really interested and intrigued on like the science of sales, like getting into the psychology of how to like really train someone's mind for their good.
All right, listen, you guys, I'm going to rock this flag right here. It's just a bag that was next to me. And this is my sales flag. I am a fucking amazing salesperson. I can connect with any human being on the face of this planet. I could walk into any room and connect with anybody at any time. You give me a product that I could believe in. I could stand in front of a room and speak gospel about that. Call me a salesperson. I fucking love that. And I am a wonderful salesperson because I know how to move people. I know how to connect with people. And I know how to shut up and listen to what truly, truly is important to you. So yes, I am. I am a wonderful salesperson. Bring that shit on. We should never be afraid of what we actually do. That's who we are. You think when you sit down at a listing table and they're asking you to sell their house, they don't want a salesperson that's going to go out there and amplify the voice and the story of their home and get that shit sold? I'm rocking this bag, but that's metaphorically a flag. Well, let's go. I got a bunch of hands up. Blessing said you guys were quiet last Wednesday, so I'm going to shake some shit up today. So let's go Jen, then Blessing, then Jamie, and then all the other hands. And Jacob, I appreciate your contribution. As always, big dog. Let's go, Jen.
Hi, everyone. I am new to Team Fast. I've already met a few of you. Really happy to be a part of the team, excited to be at these meetings. I think what was already listed as patients, knowledgeable, and transparent are great. I also wanted to add, I think just showing genuine interest in their lives, finding things in common, and just making that human to human connection. And then really just intently listening to them talk, because people just love to be heard.
Yeah, you guys, there's a really, really good book out there that's called Just Listen. And it's all about active listening and really finding the cues, but genuinely being interested. I was listening to some calls, and this is a lifetime ago, like the people were saying things about themselves or their likes or their interests. And the agent would be like, okay. And like not even stop, like, oh my God, really quick, Kyrell, where'd you get that outfit? Tell me a little bit about that art. That's really dope. Did you draw that? Where'd you get that outfit? Looks dope. Like nothing, like skated right over it. Be interested versus just being interesting, right? It's not about you, it's about them. So Jenna, really, really good stuff. Let's go Blessing. And then we'll go over to Jamie and then come back to Kelly, and then we'll go to Chris B. So let's go, Blessing.
Happy Wednesday. I did miss the very beginning of this conversation. So the point that you were making about overemphasizing lip movement, that is the number one way. If you have nerves, if you have a stutter, if you have a lisp, if you practice that, you will work all of those little nuances out of the way that you speak, and that will automatically convey the confidence and the knowledge of what you were trying to speak on, because you sound like you, and I actually am paying attention to it as well right now to make sure that I am very, very clear, because we have an important message to deliver. And if you can put the effort into practicing the way it feels in your body when you are sitting with that client, with that potential buyer, potential seller, they will be locked into you, because that preparation will be like the undercurrent of everything that you say. And I think that that was a point that was also brought up in Know Exactly What to Say, the Phil Jones that we have, is that if you practice how you deliver it and what you are saying, you don't have to be focused on that when you're in front of the consumer, so that you can connect and be curious and be engaging.
Yeah, God, I love this. I will always remember this guy, Dale Stein. It was my very first sales job. They gave me a job, and this is when I first took the job, it was 1998. And at the time, they paid me $35,000 as a salary. And then I got bonuses on the amount of appointments and sales that I got. Now, in 1990, 98, 99, 35 G's was a lot for a kid that came from nothing, right? They bought me my first 3 suits. They said, we're going to go out and we're going to get you fitted for suits. But first and foremost, you got to cut that hair off. So I literally had long hair, knew I had some good communication skills because I had to provide for myself. And they made me cut my hair. They went and got me fitted for suits. And then they made me read 6 books within 45 days. And I remember reading all of them. The first one was Psycho-Cybernetics. And he would sit there and he would listen on, not next to me, but he would sit there on the other line. He'd be tapped into my phone, listening to my phone calls and seeing how well I would book appointments. And the number one thing that he told me is overemphasize lip movement and shut up when you ask for something. Right? I need to speak to the president. Is he available? I'll hold. And just so assertive. And I was, like I told you before, I was getting in the doors of these massive corporations in San Diego at the time. And so something that is deep rooted in the way that I train, the way that I've developed my own sales skills. So appreciate the contribution, Blessy. Let's go over to Kelly Helker, then Jamie, then Chris, and then we're going to move to talking about the market.
So when I was 18, my family owns car dealerships and stuff. So I actually sold cars, and I was always told to shut up and listen. People want to talk, and 99% of the time, if you just let them talk, they're going to answer every single question that you are going to ask. People just want to be heard. And yeah, that's basically what I'm going to say, is that shut up and listen. And guess what? My best friend says I can sell sand at the beach.
Yeah. Hey, with that type of energy, you can sell whatever. But let's get personal for a second. Have any of you ever spoke to a therapist? All right. I remember my first time speaking to a therapist. I had just gotten sober. I enrolled myself into a outpatient rehab program through Kaiser, started going through cognitive behavior classes. I started going to group therapy, and then I met my therapist, Christine. And this was, 13, 14 years ago. And I remember she asked me 1 or 2 questions, and then she said, tell me a little bit more, and tell me a little bit more. And I remember spending that 45 minutes just talking. She wasn't saying shit. And then I left her. I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. She didn't do much except for create a space for me to be able to express and to open up. And then obviously we got deeper and I did the work and so on and so forth. But I tell you what, she just created a space for me to be free to speak and to open up. And a lot of times it was mostly me doing the talking and her just listening. And then she would respond accordingly. So really good stuff, Kelly. Let's go, Jamie. Let's go, Chris B. And then we'll shift gears.
Good morning, team. I just wanted to say this is some good content that we're talking about. I remember when I first started real estate, and my mom, she'll listen to me on the calls, and she'll say, slow down. You talk too fast. And that made me really slow down. But what I learned so far in this business, or even in your personal life, I say repeat and acknowledge is one of the key factors in this business when you're dealing with clients. Repeat what they said. Like if they tell you, I want a big backyard, oh, let's talk about that. So you want a big backyards, lean in and repeat and acknowledge what they're saying. And I read a quote the other day that said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And that has resonated with me all week. So that's what I want.
Wow, I love it. Really great contribution. I love that you threw your hand up. You know, I think about this, and I think about this often. You know, at the end of the day, we have a responsibility to have rhythm in all the things that we do. And when you're conscious about it, you have to like listen, stop, think about your cadence, your flow, the energy. And when you're really conscious about it, you guys can improve. And it's really important that we're having this conversation. So didn't think we were going to go down this path, but I'm glad we're here. Let's go one more person. I'm going to shift gears in the conversation. Let's go, Chris B. Chris B always drops some gems. Let's hear from you, big dog. All right, he's finding it. He's finding it.
Got it.
Swipe that thing up. There we are.
Yeah. So the 3 points that you said earlier is pretty much the basics that people want to know up front what you're about. So you got to nail those 3 points. You know, with the transparency, doing for them what you'd want to do for yourself, educate and knowledge them on the market, have them drown out all the noise that the media puts, and just stick to the data, stick to client demand, stick to the facts that we believe will drive this market, and the patience, right? What you're saying regarding patience is that you got to be, you got to have that emotional stability where you never go up or down, and you give them a game plan, but at the same time you learn how to mimic their energy in certain ways. But on top of that, people just want to be led. No matter how they're interviewing other people, they just want to be led, and they want to work with an agent that can speak with conviction, that believes what they're offering and showing their value, and just show them the path. And as long as you offer that and you speak with conviction and you be the leader, then they're gonna go with you. You're gonna have like a 90% closure rate. It's all about the energy you put out. So you just gotta believe in yourself, believe in everything the team's teaching you, draw the powers from all these top producers, and go out there and kill it. Because people just want to be led. People are followers by nature. So if they don't feel like you're the leader, you're not gonna get the deal. There's someone else that's gonna make them feel that way. So you just got to make sure that you lead them the right way, and you speak with conviction, and you give them a game plan and let them know this is how it works. Because everybody thinks they're the pro by going on Zillow, right? So you just believe
I love it.
yeah, and let them know this is how it goes. Here's the play. Here's what we need to do to get you top dollar. Here's what we need to do. Thank you. You're welcome. Here's what we need to do to get your best deal. So you just put the game plan out, speak with conviction, lead because people want to follow, and close the deal.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Really great contribution as always. Let's go, D. Bledsoe. You'll be the last one on this topic, and we're going to shift gears. Let's go, D.
No, I just wanted to second that motion by Chris. Again, you just have to lead them in what is right and not necessarily selling people. Like, we're in a unique sales position. You know, on the listing side is one thing, but on the buy side, you're not selling something to somebody that they don't want. You're helping them to make an educated decision on something that they said that they want to achieve. So we're helping them, and we're helping them with the expertise that we have. And Jacob and I, the client that we have in contract right now, they literally text me at 6 o'clock this morning threatening to cancel the contract because of ignorance in the process. And so as the professional, I had to walk them back, as I'm almost having to walk them back every other day. But again, to Chris's point, people like that need to be led because they don't understand, they don't do what we do, and they don't see what we see on a daily basis. So we're not selling them, we're helping them to achieve what they want to achieve.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I think that somebody was saying this earlier, and I appreciate all of you guys' contributions at a very high level. I think Jamie was saying this. Remember this formula, you guys. Discovery, that means you're asking a bunch of questions. Tell me more, elaborate. What's that mean to you? Discovery, confirmation. I want to make sure, Ashley, that I understood you and I didn't miss anything. And that's when you're re-feeding them back what they told you. And that also goes in your written communication. A really good person on the call today that does that is Patrick. He gets all the information from them, he states it back to them, and then he puts that also in an email as a recap of the conversation. And then after that, so it's discovery, confirmation, and then logical conclusion. Logical conclusion is the next step. Here's what we're going to do next. I'm going to set you up on this. We're going to go out and see homes in Berkeley. We're going to do this. So it's discovery, confirmation, so they know that you listened and you didn't miss anything. And then logical next step, AKA the close, or further down the sales funnel. All right, guys. So that was what consumers really want in a real estate agent: patience, knowledge, and transparency. What do you think the number one negative trait that consumers said about us? What was the number one negative trait? Anybody want to chime in? No, just put it in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. Receipts on top of it. Right. So put it in the chat. What do you believe consumers say is the number one negative trait amongst us as real estate professionals? All right, cool. Don't answer the phone. Lack of confidence. Snakes, not available. Commission breath. Communication. Okay, what else? You guys keep it coming. We got 42 people on the line, not listening to what they say. All right, cool. I love this. I love this. Let's get a couple more in the chat. If you're not driving, chime in. Didn't prioritize me. Availability, honesty. Okay, I think you guys hit it right on. I think Ashley said it right on. Didn't prioritize me. The number one amongst all these consumers that were surveyed, the number one negative trait was lack of responsiveness. Lack of responsiveness. That was phone calls, text messages, as well as emails. You know, when you hear about the speed to lead, you know, that's a real thing because consumers need somebody that's going to be responsive, because you have to think about the wave of emotions that they're on. You have to think how uncertain this time is for them, what they're thinking about. Now, I don't expect for everyone to be available at the drop of the dime after 10 o'clock when it's late, when you're with your family. I don't expect that. But when a consumer gets to you or sends you a message, hey, Tom, I'm in a meeting right now. I'll get back to you in just a little bit. Okay. I'm at ease, right? But lack of responsiveness. So what you have to do is you have to look at your own communication right now and say, where do I do the best and where can I improve? If I'm not getting back to my emails, do I actually have the email notifications? They come up on my phone. Am I checking them every hour? What happens? Like, what is that cadence of responsiveness? Because the consumers feel that, and what they feel is that they're unimportant. So think about your own responsiveness. Think about your speed to responsiveness, text messages, emails, videos, and all of the communication, and see if there's a gap. And for some of you, there may not. So this may be a moot point. But if there is, change that and close that gap. All right, guys, we're going to get right into the market. I had a really good conversation with, let's see, where are you at? Blessing, are you here? There you are. All right. Blessing, she's all ready to go. She's all geared up for the day. I take it you're coming to the office today?
I will be in the office, but I've got a showing that just pushed back in Concord before I make it.
All right, cool. So I think that this is something that we're challenged with. So I want to give you guys some examples because we're here to talk about the market. What I want you guys to do is I want this to be in your calendar first and foremost of how you're actually researching the market, how you understand the market. But before we go there, Blessing, you have a way of articulating yourself, you know, to the highest degree. I think that you communicate very well. You speak very intelligently about the market, but I think it's safe to say that this is an area, when talking about the market, this is an area you struggle in, correct?
It is, yes.
Okay, and why do you believe that you struggle in this area of your business?
So the reason it's a struggle is I think I've embraced imposter syndrome and have brought it forward, where when I speak, because I know that I articulate at a high level, I want to make sure that everything that I'm communicating is perfect. And if in my head, I don't feel like I know or can anticipate an answer or the questions, I tend not to engage in that until I'm fully ready. But when it comes to the market, when I have a buyer looking in a specific area, I know everything for the area. It's more so the general knowledge to be an expert. That's where I struggle a little bit.
Okay, so I want everyone to remember this, and it's very, very simple. First and foremost, be curious. And what I mean by that, be curious about the market, what's going on, read different articles. multiple data points, right? So be curious, use multiple data points, and have clarity through context, meaning that something that you read may be propaganda that you need to provide clarity through context. And so I want you guys to have this formula, but I also want you to make it very, very simple. Raise your hand, give me an emoji on the screen if you are truly tapping into the beauty and the glory of ChatGPT. Please raise your hand. Give me an emoji. All right. Patrick, we'll have you do your exercise on Friday or next Monday because I think it was really, really powerful, your bio stuff. Here's the thing, you guys, as we're thinking about the market, as we're sourcing information, as we're looking for guides, what I want you guys to do is I want you to take the market that you serve in. Now, we've done this before, but I'm going to show you some things that have gone to the next level with ChatGPT. I told it this morning. Help me create a downloadable real estate market update report for Berkeley and Oakland, California. This information should be easy to digest for consumers. Please answer the following questions. How many active single-family homes are on the market? What has been the average days on the market in the last 90 days? What are homes listed between 700 and 900,000 selling for over asking? Why are these markets strong markets to purchase in? And please compare information against various sources to confirm accuracy and validity of this information. That was the prompt that I gave ChatGPT this morning. Now, let's look at what the context was and how can I take this information and provide more information and updates to my consumer. As of January 2025, the real estate markets in Berkeley and Oakland are exhibiting distinct characteristics. Here's a concise overview to help you navigate these markets. Single-family homes on the market, approximately 50 single-family homes on the market currently listed for sale. In Oakland, around 383 single-family homes are actively listing. Well, where are they getting this information? You can see here that this is our Real Estate Bay home. This one is the same source. And then what you're going to see here on the right-hand side is a list of all the citations and all the sources. So if you want to know a little bit more about that information, you want to go a little bit further into depth on that topic, then do your research. Average days in the market, 32 days in Berkeley. Average days on the market is 48. Now, I asked a specific question, but it's really hard to give that answer. And so this is what they said. Specific data on homes within this range selling above asking is not readily available. However, in competitive markets like Berkeley and Oakland, it's common for well-priced homes in desirable neighborhoods to receive multiple offers. Now, that's your responsibility to dive in to see over the last 90 days in this area of Poets Corner, how many homes listed, what their sales price was, and how many offers were on each of those homes so you can give your clients an accurate depiction of what's actually going on. Why are these markets strong for home buyers? Now, you probably know some of these answers, but isn't it great to curate a message, especially if you're going to be going after consumers in these markets? And I really like what they said. Berkeley is known for its top-rated schools, vibrant cultural scene, proximity to major employment hubs. Berkeley offers a unique blend of urban amenities and suburban charm. The city's diverse neighborhoods caters to various lifestyles, making it an attractive option for many buyers. Let me pause really quick. Patrick, let's go to you really quick.
Oh, no, I just want to piggyback off of you because this is something that I do before my showings or tours is I have ChatGPT connected to my car, kind of like Siri. And I ask it questions like, especially if I'm doing tours or open houses in areas that I'm not familiar with, I definitely use this 100%. I tell it, hey, I call it Donna. Hey, Donna, give me the market update in, let's say it's January right now. Give me the market summary for December 2024 in Concord, California. And then they'll give me enough detail for me to talk, to potential clients and leads. And also you can go deeper than that. Tell me the reason of that. Tell me the reason of the decrease, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's really good practice.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Let's go to Oakland. Oakland boasts rich cultural heritage, diverse communities, and growing array of dining and entertainment options. A strategic location next to San Francisco and Silicon Valley enhances its appeal, offering residents balanced urban, suburban lifestyle. Well, let's read a little bit more about this article and what people are saying about it. Then you have additional insights about market stability and inventory levels in this area. You also have a video that is created by this amazing person that gives her market updates. So you can watch that, learn a little bit about that. And then if you click down here on the sources, now what you're going to see is you're going to see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's say that's 15 different citations and articles about the market. If you've spent this amount of time providing the knowledge to your consumers, or at least getting yourself the information and the knowledge, wouldn't you say that you're more equipped to handle the information or the question of how's the market doing in said area? Well, of course I am. Of course I am, because I spent the time, I researched, I read, and I understand, and now I have some context around this. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to go into your ChatGPT right now. I want you to put this in ChatGPT right now, put the city that you want to serve, or the community, or the market that you want to serve, subsidy, wherever it is. And I want you guys to find out, just like I did here, what ChatGPT will provide for you. So raise your hand if you find that this is helpful. Please raise your hand, give me an emoji, give me a nod, give me a thumbs up, give me a flip me off, whatever you got to do. Give me some type of emotion. Do you find this helpful?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. I want to pull on a couple of you guys, whether you're pulling the information from there or whether you're, doing it off the cuff from what you actually know about the market. Who wants to give me a quick update about the market that they serve, nuances, patterns, conditions that they're currently experiencing, from showing homes, doing buyer's appointments, doing an open house, or doing a listing appointment recently? Who wants to take the mic, be brave, make bold moves, and talk to us right now about the market? And please do not be shy. We know Ashley will raise her hand. We know Jeff will contribute while he's walking his 12th mile, but who else is going to get on the mic right now and share with me and share with us market update? Let's go, Patrick. Let's go, Blessing. And look at that. I love that Blessing threw her hand up. All right, so let's go, Patrick. Let's go, Blessing. Let's go, Otis. And then 2 more people get in the queue. Let's go, Patrick.
Yeah, so right now I'm going to go over the Daly City market specifically. We are seeing a lot of activity in the Colma area, specifically in the A to Z Street. Average price is $1 million. So it's still hot right here, considerable, or compared to San Francisco and San Mateo markets. I feel like Daly City has a lot of turnovers. There's going to be a lot more activity in the hilltop areas, just because it's more a little cheaper down there and a little rougher in the edges, however, but it's closer to Mission, and so it's attracting a lot more buyers and investors, especially when it comes to fixes and flips. But as far as that, it's still a stable market, still seeing a steady growth in value and appreciation, about 2 to 3%. And yeah.
Patrick, tell me a little bit about lifestyle. I'm from Arizona. We got relocated out here to Daly City. Tell me a little bit about the lifestyle, because I have a family, I have kids. What's the lifestyle like in Daly City?
Oh man, you got families and kids. How many kids, by the way?
I have 3 kids at home and 1 that comes for the summertime and breaks. And so, but we have 3 at home.
Oh yeah, young ones. How old are they? Yeah, they're teens, or what are we talking about?
Yeah, so we got a mix. We got a 6. We got soon to be 14, and then 20.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, brother. I've been to Arizona. I love Arizona. I've been to Phoenix a couple of times, but Daly City is definitely on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to the weather. So expect to be chilly. If you guys aren't good with that, I advise to go somewhere a little more south in San Bruno, maybe in San Mateo. Beautiful weather. I love the eateries over there. But as far as that, if you don't care about the weather or the cold weather too much, Daly City is known to have everything that you need, groceries, Target, shoppings, parks, right, entertainment. So it's a complete neighborhood for you to go to.
Are we close to the beach?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're only about 5-10 minutes away from the beach. It's kind of chilly, but you're still at the beach. You have a nice view. So
okay. All right, man. I appreciate you. So let's go to Blessing, then we'll go Otis, then we'll go Glenn, then we'll go to Jessica Segura Hernandez. Let's go, Blessing.
Okay, so I also want to put that, yes, no, trying to figure out the market is a weakness, but once I identify a weakness, we have to work on it. And instead of trying to be a generalist, I just chose an area. So I am focusing on understanding the Antioch housing market. And right now, homes are staying on the market about 38 days. What's interesting is that this month, there's only been 3 homes, and my single family starter home. So 3 beds, 2 bath, 3 beds, 1 bath, but 3-2 is really ideally what I want to look at. There's only been 3 homes this month that have sold that are in that criteria. None of them went over list. They all sold at exactly list price. So there's transparent pricing that's happening. The interesting thing also, as I'm looking at Antioch, is that the average price of a home is 615,000. 10 years ago, the average price was 391,000. So you've got people who, if they purchased a home and they just have made their payments, they haven't pulled out any equity, they're sitting on roughly 200 grand. That is enough for someone if they wanted to sell their home and move into Brentwood, which their homes are closer to that 700, 800, 720, 750 is the average home in Brentwood. So if someone's looking for that lifestyle shift into more of the Brentwood community, they're right here in Antioch, but if they want to live there, it is possible for them to sell their home and upgrade, or completely pay off their debt and own their house outright if they want to downgrade. So that is something that I have seen as I am starting my Antioch deep dive.
Let's go. Let's go. Well said, Blessing. I absolutely love it. Let's go over to Otis, then we'll go to Glenn, and then we'll go to Jessica Segura Hernandez.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do Vallejo. Me and Victor just had our recent sale over there. Vallejo's average home price is about $500,000. Homes are staying on the market around an average of 30 days. Although we have seen an uptick in the last few weeks, homes going between, roughly the standard 14 to 17 days. We are seeing a year-over-year appreciation of 5 to 8%. A lot of people are starting to see the value of coming into Vallejo. Vallejo's on an upswing right now with the new constructions in Mare Island. And Mare Island talks of casinos and the Super Walmart and other plans that have been talked about for many, many years are coming to fruition. So a lot of people are jumping in because they know that there's possibly room for growth and appreciation and equity in the area. So Vallejo's pretty good right now, Elias, if you're looking to get in Vallejo. If Vallejo, the lifestyle in Vallejo is a lot relaxed, a lot of chill, if you're okay with that. School districts, to be honest with you, for the kids, if you're looking to be in a good school, I definitely tell you that school districts aren't too well. But if you're looking to travel 15 to 20 minutes away to Vacaville, Vacaville has the best schools in Solano County. As far as being close to any amenities for your younger kids, we do have Six Flags that's in Vallejo, which is obviously just a great time, great weekend. You also have the ferry. So if you and your family like getting on the water, you can get back and forth to the city, date nights with the wife, maybe do anything with the kids out there on Pier 49, Pier 39. Also Fairfield, I have my second home in Fairfield. I'm starting to really love the city that I've been living out there for the last year and a half. Way more kickback, a lot of hotter, but very good markets. And if you really have to stay in Vallejo, depending on where you're pre-approved at, we can get you into a nice gated community in the Hidden Brook area, which has been recently on a decline. When I first got into real estate almost 4.5 years ago, prices were around like 800, so you can get something really nice around 680 to 750 if that's your price range. So yeah, if you're looking for $1 million house, those are usually where they're at. We just did an appreciation report on a home that we hosted an open house going for 699. 10-year span, you'll be looking at 1.3. So a lot of stuff out here in Solano County if you're looking out here.
Man, I absolutely love it. I love how you took us to Vallejo, but then you said, all right, if that's not okay with you, the school districts is super important to you, then let's go out to Vacaville, let's go out to Fairfield, let's talk about proximity to the city. We didn't even talk about proximity to Napa, but I thought that was a really, well said. I think that you truly understand the market and the surrounding area. So good stuff. Well said. Let's go over to Glenn. Glenn, good to see you. I'm waving at you from over here, but Glenn, let's go to you. And then Jessica, you are up next.
Hey there, I'm excited to tell you all about Livermore, Pleasanton, and Dublin this morning. So those markets, the homes on market are about 3 to 4 weeks. So that's up a little bit, which means that it puts a little bit of advantage in the buyer's court. We were seeing anywhere between 2 weeks and 10 days this time last year. Year over year appreciation, we're looking at about 8% on detached homes. So single family homes, we're definitely seeing some great appreciation in those areas. Livermore and Pleasanton bring a super cool downtown vibe. So great restaurants, great entertainment, big on the arts. Dublin is amazing schools and a sense of community for all three of those areas. So it's the place that you want to be. It's close to the 680 and 580 intersection. We're on this side of the Altamont. So if you have to commute down to Silicon Valley, you can jump on the ACE train or sit in traffic and podcast your life away, getting to and from Silicon Valley. We're also close to BART, so you can get into the city on public transportation. Or again, if you're a podcast fool, jump in your car and listen all the way to San Francisco.
Wow, I love it. Well said, my man. Well said. And there's just a sense of energy, excitement about that market. I believe that Pleasanton and Livermore is like that hub, that middle ground in the Bay Area. And I just think it's a really great place to raise kids and raise families and go out to eat, have date nights, and all the stuff that you just said. So really, really good stuff. Spot on. Let's go to Jessica Segura Hernandez. Let's hear from you. What market do you want to tell us about?
Good morning. I'm going to be talking about the Richmond market. So the Richmond market is very competitive. The average amount of offers that homes are receiving are 5. So we're seeing an average of 5 offers per home. And the median sale price is $705,000, which is up 23.3% year to date. That was actually really surprising because last year, way lower than that. We're seeing everything increase rapidly. Homes are on the market for an average of 34 days compared to 27 days. And the average homes are selling 2.2% above asking, and hot homes are selling for about 6% above asking with an average of 14 days on market.
Wow. And where do you source most of your information? If you were going to go to get information right now, where do you go for the information? You use ChatGPT or what do you use?
I use Redfin.
Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Well said. So let's get some takeaways from you guys. Let's go over to Ricky really quick. Ricky, from everyone that just spoke and shared, what were some things that stood out from you in their cadence and their flow and the way that they articulated the nuances of the market?
Seems that everyone knew exactly what they were talking about. Everyone, well, their cadence style, like you were saying. A lot of information, a lot of knowledge with using ChatGPT of like what Otis was saying, like, hey, if you don't like, or Vallejo schools aren't exactly what you want, just drive 50 more minutes down the road and then you can go to Vacaville, which is a little more better safe for schools.
Yeah, love it, Ricky. I love that he's doing dad work too. Let's go, Brianna Tejeda. Brianna, Chicken Mom, let's hear from you. What were some things that you heard that kind of stood out from what was shared about the nuances, the conditions, market pattern, all that stuff? What were some things that you heard that stood out to you, Chicken Mom? Chicken Mom going once, Chicken Mom going twice. All right, we'll go to Lisa Torres because you were front and center. Oh, there she is. There she is. Let's go. Chicken Mom? Brianna? Say something? Anything? Okay, we'll go to Lisa Torres. What were some takeaways, some thoughts from what you heard everyone contributing?
Hey guys, just a lot of confidence and knowledge, and it seems like it's surprising. And for our group in intensity, we're talking about how even though interest rates have gone up this year, we have seen in most areas, because we're all over the place, year over year appreciation. So the housing market is still pretty strong, and I'm hearing it throughout the commentary today. So.
No matter where the interest rates have gone in the last, since COVID, obviously we experienced extreme lows and extreme highs. Did people still purchase homes? Do people still need to move? Do people still unfortunately pass away? Do people still unfortunately get jobs that are located somewhere else? Do people unfortunately get divorces? All that stuff still happens. So despite what happens with interest rate, life is still going to happen. So there's always going to be impending events that people want to purchase a home. And if they're renting, no matter what, they're throwing that money away anyway. So yeah, I'd rather bite the bullet and take a 7.5 interest rate and have some return on my money versus absolute 100% loss. And so
yeah, I noticed in my area, when I was looking at data, we have almost twice the inventory. Interest rates are higher, and we're about 1% higher in my zip code, which is just mind blowing because, right, usually more inventory, higher interest rates usually equates to lower prices, but it's not right now. So.
Yeah, and I think that we're unlike any market in the United States of America. I think Manhattan and Los Angeles are relatively close. They're similar style markets, but we're a microclimate because you can go one city over and be 2.2 million. You can go, 2 cities over and be 500,000. We're in a microclimate, unlike most places in the United States. And so you got to think about the money that's in the Bay Area too, the tech companies that are here, the companies that are leading, in regards to tech and social media. Like, we are the hub, and that is never going to change. So people are always going to come here. So they're always going to drive our economy. There's always going to need a need for housing. And that means that there's always going to be a shortage of opportunities, which is always going to drive demand up. And so love that, Lisa. Brianna, were you going to try? I saw the hand go up.
Yes. Sorry, I had a highway patrol next to me. So,
Oh shit. Okay. No worries. She said,
yeah, no. The Chat GPT, I did not use that to the ability that I have been lately since starting Intensity. And yesterday it was so easy to put in Stockton and Modesto and get everything set up to do videos on what's going on in the two areas, because there's only 40-minute difference from each other, but it's totally different markets. Stockton is hot, Modesto is not as much.
Yeah, I love this. And I think that more and more that you use it, you'll be able to really, like I said, be curious about the information, use multiple data points, and really get some clarity through context. And so really, really good stuff, you guys. What I wanted to share is an opportunity for everybody. Let me go back to this really quick. Let me find this. All right. There's an opportunity for each and every one of you. And this is a style of content that is working across the board. And I look at tons and tons of people in the industry that are doing this. And I'll give you a quick example. In River Islands, we have a restaurant that is moving from Modesto to River Islands. Now, this is a big deal. They have to actually close down the freeway to bring the whole cafe over. They're actually lifting it up, bringing it on the freeway, closing down the freeway. This is going to bring a new feel of entertainment as well as dining to the River Islands community. So what I would recommend that you guys do, find out what's happening in your areas, who's moving. You got the Loma Brewery that's coming into the Manteca area. If you're out there in this area, out here in the Bay Area, there is a ton of restaurants, people on the move, buildings, people coming in that are new restaurants, new companies. Like, find out what's going on and commentate about that. That style of content, I promise you, needs to be a part of your flow. I call it newsjacking, call it whatever you will. But go to city council meetings, find out who's building, who's bringing a new coffee house, a new restaurant, a new sandwich shop, and shoot a video on that and just do a green screen. Yourself is down here in the little corner and you're talking about that restaurant. I promise you guys, that's going to give you more visibility. Continue doing your property tours, your motivational Mondays, your information about being a powerful mom, powerful dad, all the other stuff. But I think a part of your flow should be information about your community or about the area. And I promise you, if you do this and you do this consistently, you'll see an uptick in your followers, because now you're not trying to reach for the content. You don't have to search for it. It's already there. The company's already moving. That article is already written. So all you have to do is just condense that information to a minute or a little bit longer if you want, video, and share it with the world. And hopefully you get people sharing that. But I promise you, if it's good information, people are going to follow that. They're going to share that information. They're going to save that information. So really, really good stuff. Was that a hand up, Lisa?
Yeah, I just wanted to share real quick. So I did a deal of the week, and I had an old classmate reach out to me. She was really interested in it. That I feel like got a lot of attention. And then also, I'm trying to do like a market update, restaurant of the week. So when I did my videos for last week, I did this cute little Cuban restaurant in my neighborhood. You would never imagine this place. It's right next to a grocery outlet in a shopping center, but they've got live music, karaoke, and I got tons of people chiming in on it. So yeah.
You guys, it works. You don't have to go out there and create the content. A lot of these articles are already written for you. So just take something that's written and talk about it in your own words. Stuff like that does really, really well. So you guys, remember, let's really recap on this. What do consumers really want in a real estate agent? They want patience, they want knowledge, and they want transparency. And the number one negative trait is lack of responsiveness. So if you feel that there's an opportunity for you to grow and to reduce that speed or increase that at speed, then work on that. And then lastly, remember this, propaganda, the art of getting people to jump to conclusions without thorough review of the facts. The media does that at a very high level. They want to control the people with what they produce when they don't even know the actual facts about neighborhood specifics. That's why you are the person that gains clarity through context. Clarity through context. It is your responsibility to help the consumer understand the information. It is not their responsibility to decipher the information and figure it all out. So you guys, thank you for all the hand raises. Thank you for all your contributions. I love sitting back and being a student myself and hearing from you guys. And remember, overemphasize lip movement. Keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and have an amazing, amazing Wednesday. Peace.